The FSCA banned signals. They were always banned if you're not an FSP. So it's not a new thing. So the FSCA allows you to give signals if you are authorized for advice. Gerard was there, and he did say, no, copy trading is Cat 2. So you can do it, but you need a Cat 2 license. So if you're an IB and you're nothing, you cannot copy trades. IB saying I'm the best IB in the world. You're not supposed to market like that.
It's Nqobile Tembane from Top Traders South Africa. I'm not sitting alone. I'm sitting with my amazing co-host.
MJ Givens Kgasi. Today I keep it there. Hey,
that's it.
Compliance.
Today MJ is going to behave.
Yeah.
Because last week MJ said a lot of things, guys. But it's fine. Today I think we have a very esteemed guest with us. Which I'm really excited for today's conversation. I know not yesterday, but by the time you guys see this, but you guys know if you follow us on Instagram, we asked you guys questions. We asked you guys a question on what you guys would like to know from the FSCA. So we'll clarify that. The FSCA is not here yet. They're not here yet. Yeah, but we'll get them here. Don't worry, we're working on it.
Yeah.
But I think we've got Thabiso Ramahotsoa. Did I say that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
We got an A for effort.
Yeah, man. For the first time.
Yes, we've got Thabiso Ramahotsoa. I'm going to say it a few times because I wanted to go in my stick with us today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, pleasure for having me, guys.
Yes, and so we're basically going to talk about what you do, and I think we're going to clarify it to people because I think there was a bit of a miscommunication, somewhere, somehow. But I think we're going to communicate that with the people, but we're also going to communicate what is it that you do. But before we get into anything, how is everyone doing?
We're good. We're happy Winter's leaving us.
Yes.
So
is
I'm
it
happy.
Hey, but this week it was tricky. It was really tricky. Like this past week, it was really quite
cold.
tricky.
No, today it's really not cold. So winter's on its way out. I think there's one more cold day, and then I think we're good to go.
Is it?
Yeah. When I looked, there's 25 degrees sometime next week. So it's going.
It's going.
It's leaving us.
Okay, now
Then we're entering into what? Autumn?
Spring.
Oh, spring.
We're not grade 1. I'm worried.
Wait, we only have 2 seasons in the year.
Summer and winter.
And winter.
No,
That's
yeah.
it.
Summer and winter.
Autumn,
That's it.
spring it's not for
Not
us.
applicable.
It's not.
Yeah, MJ, how you doing?
No, I'm doing fine. I'm excited. Today, questions that I've always asked myself, I can finally ask someone who works in the industry or have been,
who's clued
up about. So, I can't wait, man. We can start already.
No, that's perfect. All right, so let's just get into it. I think before we actually get into the conversation of the day, can you just introduce yourself, tell people what is it that you do as well, so that people know, hey, that person was talking is compliance, what, and don't over there. Before we continue with today's episode, let's talk about some of the most common trading rituals and superstitions. Some days are more favorable for trading than others. There's a specific time of the year that affects trading for other reasons other than economic or political one. It's better not to trade on Mondays. It's better not to trade on Fridays. Better not to trade in December. Well, luckily nowadays, you do not only need to put your trust in unjustified superstitions, but on the obvious facts and information available to you with Octa Space. Octa has made huge strides in the trading industry, where you can quickly analyze the market news and insights right in the app and start trading by using Octa Trader. Octa Space gives a seamless transition from learning into trading. You can do all the following in one app: insights in real time, pattern analysis, technical and fundamental analysis, educational tips, a quick flow to turn an idea into a trade. It may be difficult to start something new by yourself, but it's easier if you're in a community of like-minded people. Octa Space can help with that. You can read posts, analyze them, and also put up reactions. The Octa Trading app is user-friendly and available on the App Store, Google Play Store, and a web version. And don't forget, use the promo code MarketMaster for a 100% bonus on your deposit. Try Octa Space today.
Okay, so my name is Thabiso Ramahotsoa. I'm from Rori Consulting Services. So we're a compliance consulting company. We assist clients to comply with the various legislations that are applicable to the entities. And we are an FSCA approved compliance practice. So most of our clients are predominantly in the derivative online trading space. So that is also my passion. I love investments. So I love dealing with the clients in that space, and my insurance clients mustn't get angry, but I get more excited about the investment space than insurance, etc. So in a nutshell, that is what we do.
Yeah. And what is your role? But you've kind of explained it, right?
Yeah. So my role, so in the financial services, especially, if you're gonna apply to be what we call an FSP, a financial services provider, the FASE Act, which is the Financial Advisory and Intermediary Services Act, says that if you've got more than one representative or more than one key individual, you need to have a compliance officer. So that's where I come in. So that's why I have a job, because my job is to be that compliance officer. In order to be a compliance officer, the FSCA needs to approve you. So they approved me in my personal capacity. So you need to have a recognized qualification, you need to have compliance experience, you need to write RE, and then you apply, and then they decide whether they'll approve you or not, and then they will link you to an FSP's license. So then I'll delve more into detail later regarding that.
Okay. Yeah. How did you even get to this position? Yeah, because I hear you say qualification. You need to, which RE are you talking about?
So if you're a compliance officer, you need to have the same RE as the category of the license. So for example, a category 1 needs RE, a category 1 FSP key individual needs RE1, category 2 needs RE3, category 3 needs RE4. So I've got all three. Yeah, so like I said, I'll delve deeper into the requirements later on of what you require for an FSP and for a compliance officer. But how I got into this space is, after varsity, so I went to varsity, I studied BCom law, and then they claimed it was a graduate program. I'm not sure it was. I'm not sure it was.
Oh, yeah.
I was the only graduate, and you didn't need a degree to work there.
Oh, yeah?
So I worked at, I'm not going to name names, but I worked at a big insurance company in Centurion. So that was my first job. That's how I got into the financial services, and then moved to the legal department maybe a year or so later, then moved to another insurance company. While I was there, I saw a role at the FSCA for a supervision analyst. I remember. I liked the name analyst. I had no idea what an analyst was at the time, but I loved the name analyst. I looked at the role. It looked interesting. I wanted to get into compliance, so I applied. And then, I got in, and then that's how I got into the compliance space. So that was 12 years ago. So I've been in compliance for 12 years now. So I was working for the FSCA, learned a lot. Learned how the regulator does things, etc., and then moved into industry. I was at Standard Bank, I was at FNB, and then I decided to open my own practice after that. So in a nutshell, that's how I got here.
Sure. 12 years.
12 years, yeah.
So you've seen a lot.
Exposing my age.
Hey, but you don't look your age. Hey,
Thank you.
If the 12 years, I'm trying to do the maths, you don't look it.
I'm not going to help you with the maths, but thank you.
Yeah, 12 years, you've definitely seen a lot.
Yes,
definitely. You've seen people come, people go. People not comply.
Yes.
Brokers open, brokers close.
Brokers open, brokers closed, which is sad, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so, now that's that. Okay, so you, from FSCA compliance, you're in compliance right now. your job is basically to help your clients comply. And what happens when people don't comply? Oh, but wait, who are your clients? Wait,
I'm not gonna disclose who my clients
but what
are.
type of, or rather, what type of clients do you take on? Because maybe there's somebody chilling at home.
Yeah,
they like, she's taking on clients. I want to be her client. So it's
So to be my client, you must have an FSP license or an over-the-counter derivative provider license. So I deal, like I said, predominantly, those are my favorites. I deal with ODPs or FSPs. But I'm also passionate about incubation. And one day I'll tell you the solution we're working on that. But my clients are predominantly FSPs and ODPs, or people who want to apply for those licenses. We also assist clients who want to get into the credit space as well. So we're not only limited, it's just that most of my clients are in this space. But if you want a credit provider license, you want to offer loans, we can also assist you with that as well. So there's people who have approached me for gambling licenses. I said no. But yeah, so remember, compliance is a skill you can implement anyway. So it's like they teach you how to implement a framework. You can work for any company if you have that skill. So it's not just limited to regulated entities. For example, a few years ago, I got a lot of clients for POPI compliance. So when the POPI deadline was coming up, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, there were a lot of clients coming in that wanted me to assist them with POPI implementation. So any legislation that applies to you, I can assist with.
Yeah.
But I predominantly I prefer the financial services, yeah.
Okay.
you spoke of RE exams.
Oh, yeah.
How many are there?
There's 4.
There's 4. And what are the requirements to start? Say, I wanna start from the first one.
All right. So I'd have to step back a bit before I explain that, and I'll do you mind if I step back and give you the background?
Take your time. We've got all day today.
That's why it's a couch there, just to make you comfortable. Yeah.
Okay, so there's 5 requirements that you need to meet for us to say you're an FSP. So you need to be a person, so you can be a natural person, a human, or an entity, so you can be like a company, and you need to give advice. Advice is any recommendation. Or intermediary services. Now, this is where it gets dicey, because intermediary services is like a broad definition. So people who process claims, for example, or collect premiums, they're giving intermediary services. So the legislation is essentially saying when you lead a client to a financial product, and then you must be a person that is giving advice or intermediary services to a client regarding a financial product. So not everything is a financial product. So a financial product, the FSCA has a list of what they view as a financial product. So for example, medical aid would be seen as a financial product. Insurance on your car, CFDs, shares, money market instruments, those are seen as financial products. So any person that is giving advice and or intermediary services to clients regarding a financial product must apply to be an FSP. So then your model will dictate whether what you're doing falls within the ambit of phase. So if you're doing these things, then you need an FSP license. Now, what the FSCA says is, the Phase Act says is any person who is giving advice and intermediary services on behalf of an FSP must be appointed as a representative. So any staff members in your broker that is giving advice to clients or that is helping clients open accounts, they must be a rep. Now, a rep is usually a natural person. I can be a rep in my personal capacity or a company. So, for example, an entity. So another entity can say, maybe they don't have a license. Can I please be a juristic rep on your license? You have a license. Can I be a juristic rep on your license? Then they apply to the FSCA to be loaded on your license as a juristic rep, or we apply for you to be a natural rep in your personal capacity, but you work for the company or you have a mandate with the company. So say I am a rep and I work for MJ Brokers. They are an authorized FSP and they are an online trading platform and they sell derivatives to clients. So the fit and proper requirements there's a document, I forgot, it's board notice something, I forgot. I think it's, I'm going to be judged. I forgot, it's board notice number what of, I think 2017, but we call it the fit and proper requirements. That is the board notice that dictates what a rep and an FSP need to have. That's where RE comes in now.
Okay.
So for derivatives, like I say, we're not talking about, say for CFDs, in the CFD space or shares, those are what they call complex products. So you would need, the board notice says you need a qualification. So you need a recognized qualification if you came into the industry after 2010. If before 2010, then you need a skills program. So the FSCA has a list of what they view as a recognized qualification. Say, for example, you've got a BCom law degree from the University of Pretoria. If it's on the list, on their list, remember, not just any qualification, it has to be on their list of what they view as recognized. Then you tick that box. You need a qualification. You need what they call class of business training, which is usually online training that is provided by SEQA approved qualification providers. And then you need RE, and you need experience, and you need to be a person who's honest, has integrity, and is of good standing. Now I'm answering your question. So RE, if you're a rep, you need RE5. So all reps that are selling derivatives must have RE5. And then you need, if you're a key individual of a Cat 1, you need RE1. If you're a key individual of a Cat 2, you need RE3. If you're a key individual of a Cat 3, you need RE4. In a nutshell. So we have phase training today. We're having phase training with you guys. So
yeah.
I hope I answered your RE question. Yeah. So RE is not applicable for everyone. Okay. So it depends on the product. Say, for example, I'm selling funeral cover. I don't need RE. So it depends on the product that you're selling. So there's simple products and then there's complicated. There's what they call complex products. Yeah. So back in the day, RE was applicable for everybody. But then when they changed the board notice, I think 2017, 2018, because industry complained and said it's not fair for me to write RE, because RE is a bit of a difficult exam. Yeah. So because the regulator at the time was treating everybody the same. So you needed RE, you needed qualification. So what the industry said is, some of these products are simple products. Why are you complicating life for like a funeral cover? Like the risk of me stealing money or the risk of the client losing is small versus in the derivative space where you can lose your pension. So what the regulator did is they decided to give two types of products, simple products and then the complex products. So for complex products, then there's more requirements you need to meet. For the simple products, for example, does your mother have a stock file? Or if your family members have a stock file, you need an FSP license for that, FYI. Really? So if for stock files, etc., for simpler products, then they simplified the requirements. It said, no, you don't need RE. You don't need class of business. So they made it a bit simpler for the industry, which helped the industry a lot because people were really stressed with REs.
Gee, that's crazy. So you're telling me even the online stock files, those WhatsApps?
They call it a product. It's a friendly society benefit. That's what they call it. So if you're running that, so our grandmothers, they...
And like this thing has been going on for...
It's been, our grandmothers have been contravening the law.
For years.
You guys are only looking at the Forex guys. No, our grandmothers have been.
And
funeral parlors as well.
Oh, yeah.
So there's been a lot of contravention that we don't talk about, that we've made peace with.
Oh, yeah, peace with.
And that's one thing I'm scared of. That in our industry, it seems like we're taking the same route.
Yeah, no, it's true, because I think for a long time, before we were talking prior to the podcast, before the over-the-counter derivative provider requirements came in, people were very relaxed. So I think they carried on. Either they don't know that the law has changed, or they know and are not bothered, and then they're just carrying on. And remember, another important thing is clients also don't know. That is my gripe in life. So clients don't know that you are supposed to be authorized. They don't know that they're doing business with someone who's not authorized. So I think we're not doing a good enough job of educating clients to know if someone is calling you and is telling this to you, ask for this, and this from them. And the FSCA portal is also, anyone can access it to check, okay, MJ said he's selling me funeral cover. Is MJ authorized to sell me funeral cover? Or people just see me driving a Lamborghini, they want that. They just give me money to trade for them. They don't check to see, is my money safe with this person? Is this person even allowed to take my money? Because there's some people who are not allowed to take your money.
Yeah.
So you spoke about the RE5. I want to ask in a sense of like, because I think you said RE5, it's a rep. For a
reps,
rep.
yes.
Yes, so a rep. Anyone who is selling and helping people open accounts. Now, I'm going to touch into the topic of the day. Now, we know that recently the FSCA, or rather, it's been news recently. Like you said earlier on, it has always been, but recently now people are focused on what the FSCA, the banning of introducing brokers. We'll get to the signals, we'll get to the rest. But are you telling me that introducing brokers need to write RE5 to continue
with business?
It depends what they're doing, like I said.
Okay.
So in our discussion, I said your model dictates whether you fall within the ambit of phase or not.
Okay.
So remember, so like I said, if I'm giving you advice, so if I'm an IB and I'm telling you buy this share today or buy it at this price, I'm telling you what to do regarding a financial product. Therefore, I need to either be a rep or have my own FSP and have reps that are working for me that are doing that on my behalf, first of all. Second, like I said, some IBs actually trade on behalf of clients, which is now a Cat 2 function. So remember, there's different types of licenses. There's a Cat 1 FSP license that says it's an instruction-only license. You give clients advice and intermediary services. Cat 2 is what they call a discretionary FSP, and this FSP gives, like the name says, you have discretion over a client's portfolio. So the client gives you the right to make certain decisions on their behalf. So what some IBs do is they give me 1,000 Rand, I'll trade for you. Then that's a Cat 2 function, and you don't have an FSP and you're not a rep. So it depends on the model. So if you tell me the model, I'll be able to tell you, okay, based on this, they need this or they don't. Some of them, all they do is they do training. So if you're doing training, then no, you're not impacted by phase. But like I said, they usually mixed things. Yeah. So even if the training element is not, they might mix signals with training or signals with trading for you or training with trading for you. Then that's when you fall. Some of them are just, if this room is phase, they are there on the wall, walking slowly there, but they're in. They think they're not, but they're in. And the issue is the FSCA is now clamping down on IBs. As you've seen, there's always, almost on a weekly basis, warning against who. So clients are now complaining to the FSCA. That's how now the FSCA is catching them. The clients are going to the FSCA complaining, or MJ is investing for me, or did this, or I signed up with him. He told me to give him 1,000 Rand and it will be 10,000 in 2 days.
And it's an example, guys.
No,
just an example. Sorry.
We actually need to tread lightly on that because
it's an example.
But he's got a whole, like, somebody using his.
Yes, there's a lot of those. You must report it to the so
and cases are being opened.
No, you must really cover yourself. You must go to the you must send the FSC an email and explain to them, my name is this person. People are impersonating me. There's clients of mine where people have even the logos, the website.
Yeah, everything is B. My face is bad.
It's bad.
And they're taking money from people.
Yes,
I've got a lady who made a deposit of 100,000 rands.
Oh no, that's horrible.
Yeah, and she said she gave it to me. I've never met her.
Oh no, that is terrible. Yeah, there's a lot of those going
and
around.
My frustration,
sorry, not MJ, sorry.
Yeah, it's just an example. No,
it's an example.
It's just an example.
I'll use another name.
Yeah, maybe Jojo.
Yeah,
Jojo.
Yeah.
And my frustration is when you go to the police station, they're not clued up about what is happening.
No, they don't know. So
they
that's
don't know
what I'm
anything.
saying. You must go to the FSCA so that they can issue a warning and saying these people are impersonating MJ.
So you see that now it comes in a form of education. I never knew anything about that.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot that we need to learn. I mean, as much as people look at traders as scammers, the same traders are being scammed.
Yeah. So
and they don't know where to run to. We always say this is not me, but where is it gonna end?
No, so you report it. So my clients report it to the FSA, so that they'll tell me, and then I will report that page or whatever it is and give them evidence. Then you'll see they'll issue warning. Like there's even people impersonating the FSCA. So it's that terrible, where people are not ashamed or scared. They're now impersonating the regulator. So that's why I was saying earlier, there's a lot of consumer education. There's a very big gap there. The FSCA is trying to fill it, but there's a big gap in the industry where people don't know. Remember, people are desperate. All they want is money. So if you see Jay driving a Mercedes, you also want one. So you want to do what he does in order to get it. And like I said, they don't educate themselves, or maybe I don't know, maybe I'm still trying to figure out, is it people not educating themselves, or are we not doing enough? Is the regulator not doing enough? Like, what can be done for people? Like, even for example, even if someone does know, so education is broad, so you can know that this person is authorized, but as a client, you don't know that what they're advising you is not good for your portfolio.
Exactly.
That's also another thing. So yes, you could be dealing with a regulated person, but if I'm a 90-year-old pensioner and I'm on pension and I'm earning 10,000 Rand a month from my pension, I can't be investing in derivatives. But they don't tell you that. So the IB or the broker doesn't tell you, actually, this product is not good for you. So things like that. So education is broad. It's not just about whether they're regulated, but also to educate yourself on which products are good for you at what stage in your life.
Yeah. Okay, so we spoke about the people signing the IBs right now. So obviously, to be an IB, you sign an agreement with the broker, and then they give you a link to push, and then that kind of makes an IB. And then obviously, you said it kind of people mix and match and decide, okay, I'm going to sell this service with my training, do this with that. But now, are those people not operating under the license of the broker?
So in most instances that I've seen, I could be wrong, no.
Okay.
Because what the broker does, even go and read that affiliate agreement, it does say you're not a representative of ours, you're not allowed to give advice, you're not allowed to give intermediary service on our behalf. All you're doing is referring clients to us. So even the IBs that sign that, that's what the agreement says. And most brokers honestly don't want to take responsibility for the IBs. So that is the issue in the industry. So I like I said, I could be wrong. I don't know a broker that takes them on as reps.
Yeah.
You're just an affiliate. Their employees are reps, some of them.
Yeah.
But you as an IB, they don't want to take on the risk.
So what about referral?
So referral, it depends on the type of referral that you're doing. So if I'm telling you, say I'm saying, hi, MJ, I'm trading with XYZ brokers, I'm getting good whatevers, why don't you try them? But as soon as now I'm actually recommending and saying, and actually saying, okay, this is how their product works, this is the advice that I'm giving you, invest this much, put this stop loss, there's limits to, that's why I'm saying there's limits to how you can explain a product to a client. So if I'm just saying, no, I'm trading with these guys, check them out, and then I leave it up to the broker to explain to you how their products work, to give you the advice if they're authorized for advice. So that's what I'm saying. If I was an IB, I would be someone's rep yesterday. Yesterday, because the issue is it kind of limits your business when you're not, because there's certain things you're not allowed to say. It's very limiting, because which IB do you know that says, oh no, I trade with XYZ, go trade, see if you speak to them and see what they can do for you. They don't. They'll go into detail and explain this and you do that and whatever, and even help you open the profile with this broker. So that's why I'm saying it depends on the model, but the models that I've seen, most IBs are phase impacted, but they are not reps on anyone's license. They don't have FSPs of their own. So, and some of them, because the requirements are so stringent, now you need a recognized qualification, you need RE. So a lot of people are not interested in going about that. They want to carry on their model as it is.
Yeah, because I think the qualification thing is, I think it's probably the biggest hurdle in this whole thing, because I think a lot of guys are sitting there like, oh, FSCA is saying 1, 2, 3. now I have to go back to school.
Yes, but what the FSCA, yeah, it's true. But remember, the FSCA said, if you come into the industry, say you're a matriculant, it's your first time in the industry, you don't have any of these things that they're asking for.
Okay.
What the FSCA said is you can be placed under supervision. So you can get on a license, they can supervise you, and then you have 6 years to get your qualification. You've got 6 years to get your experience. You've got 2 years to get RE. So I think that's fair on their part because now there's no barrier to entry anymore.
Yeah, but you
So
still have to go to school.
You still have to. But remember, that qualification list, guys, that's like I said, maybe one day we must do training. It's long. There's like 900 qualifications to choose from. Yes, and not all of them is a degree.
Okay.
You can,
I
so
wanted
there's
to ask
options
that.
for days. No, there's no excuse.
What is it called? Is it LQF levels, right?
Yeah, so it depends on the qualification. Like I said, there's lots. There's like maybe almost, if I can even say 1,000 that you can choose from. So there's things like registered persons exams, which you can do with the South African Institute of Financial Markets. So what you do is you register and you've got 6 months to write the exam. You study at your own pace. So you don't have to have a degree. If you want one, you can. So it's not like it's fixed. You must do this. There's options for days.
Oh, so there's like a heavy workaround, basically.
Yes, there is, and you've got 6 years. No. I really think I think it's a fair amount of time that you are given to get something, and it doesn't have to be a degree. There's things like certificate in banking or certificate, and those are like 1 year short courses that you can do. So they've really tried to give enough options and enough time for you to get it. And if heaven forbid you don't get it within the 6 years, you can apply for an extension.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think they've really tried to give people enough time to get and to choose. Okay, out of 1,000 qualifications, you cannot find one.
So people that came before 2010, they are safe.
So the people who came before 2010 had to do a skills program. So they used to do skills programs. So skills programs, and you forgive me, I can't remember, but it was credit. So you would do, like, for example, I remember they were kind of linked to a product. So for example, I remember they'll do like, if you're selling personal lines insurance, maybe it's like 30 credits if I remember correctly. So this thing gives you 30 credits. And then if you want to do commercial, then it gives you maybe 100 and something credits. So it's like a month call, whatever that you could do, and then you get credits for that. So it's too late for now. 2010 was 14 years ago. So people who came in before 2010 needed to do a skills program.
Okay.
But after 2010, the FSCA said, no, you need a recognized qualification. So even if your qualification is not, say you have a qualification and it's not on the list, you can apply for it to be recognized.
Oh.
Yeah. So
but it must be relevant. You must not come with a plumbing certificate.
No.
But
you know what is funny? You'll find things like tourism on that list. So things that you wouldn't think are financial service related. Yeah. So like I'm saying, that's why people must go on the list and they mustn't feel like hopeless. So there's a 3-subject rule. So they said in the fit and proper that I spoke about earlier, there's a section that has subjects that you can check. If these three subjects are on your on your transcript, you can apply for it to be recognized. There's strange qualifications there. Hey, like what, Bachelor of Arts? You'll think, how is this on here? But there are. There's hope.
I think that is really, you have shed light for a lot of people. And I think a lot of people right now who we're all in positions where it's just like, the FSCA is doing this. Now we need to start moving accordingly, because now it's just like you don't want to be caught somewhere in the near future where it's just like, I should have, right now, I didn't know rather, but right now it's a thing of, okay, so there's a way I can do that. I need to go to school, but I need education of some sort.
You're stressing on that.
He's stressing.
Industry with school. I don't need to go to school.
No, guys, but you know what I find interesting? Why I don't get why they don't want to go. I mean, derivatives is a complex thing. If you can do that, you can go to school.
No, everyone wants a mentorship.
No.
They want a mentorship program.
It's a very difficult. It's an interesting and intricate product. If you're able to do that, if you have the skill of trading, not everybody can do it. Reading markets, reading all these things, doing the fundamental analysis. Come on, no, you can get a qualification
and pass it.
You will. Honestly, I believe you will pass it. I think people and I like you're saying, there's this connotation in the Forex industry that the people are stupid. Trading is an interesting, it's unique.
Very much so, yeah.
It's a skill.
So undermined.
Yes, it's undermined, and I think it's undermined because the people who are trading have not prioritized the education element because of I'm making money, I don't need a qualification. Unfortunately, you picked an interesting industry to be in because unfortunately FSCA requires you to have a qualification. And I always say if you could learn that, it's difficult. I think it's a difficult thing to do. If you can learn that, you can learn about the other side. You can do an RPE, for example, in derivatives and where they delve deeper into the different type of derivatives, how do they work, etc. So if you could learn how to trade, you can get a qualification.
Yeah. All right. So you spoke about warnings earlier on. The FSCA is always dishing out warnings and whatnot. This was a question we asked on Instagram from Tato.sane. I don't know how to pronounce his surname. Why aren't they taking action already?
No, so as we spoke about, they do issue. Remember, this is a process. Think of it like a court case. So what happens is that there's suspicion, then they will find out, okay, Jojo is doing this. Then what the FSCA will do is then they'll start gathering information. So they'll start gathering information, asking associates of Jojo, asking clients. They'll actually go to the brokers where Jojo is an IB and ask, are you doing business with this guy? Where is your contract? Send us all the information regarding the clients that Jojo has referred to you, etc. So they gather their information and then they will decide if they're doing a fully fledged investigation, if there's enough evidence to do a fully fledged investigation. If there is, they might even do an inspection and come to Jojo's house and grab laptops and grab phones, etc., like they did with mirror trading, and grab phones, etc., and then they will send it to their, I don't know if it's the legal or whatever, and then they will call Jojo in. Sometimes they actually do interviews. So just because you don't hear about it doesn't mean they're not doing anything. They'll do interviews with Jojo, ask you, hey, what happened here, etc. You'll give your evidence, you'll give your version. If they have enough evidence, they will take action. So they will just because people are not going to jail, there are people being fined for contravening certain things. So there are fines being issued. It's just that you will hear the warning and then you'll move on with your life. You'll never carry on with the case to see what became of it. And unfortunately, like any investigation, some of them take a long time for them to actually do something about it. But years ago, J. Arthur Brown was sentenced to, I think it was 15 years. He spent pension fund money or something like that. Yeah, so there were cases where people have actually gotten jail time. Look at the Steinhoff case. They fined him millions.
Yours there.
Yeah.
And where is he now?
You see, so yeah, we don't know. So yeah, I think people mustn't be discouraged. I think people want the FSCA to issue every day, okay, Jojo, we're here with this case. So when you don't hear anything, you think they're not doing anything. They're still gathering information. They do fine, etc. But them warning you and then you still do business with Jojo is also problematic.
Yeah. But I think it goes back to what you're saying. We are not creating enough platforms for education.
No.
Because some of these people that are, giving financial advice and offering services, they are not even aware that they are at the wrong because they are not educated. And platforms are not visible enough for them to say, look, like what you just said now, these courses, some of us will never even know about. You can do Bachelor of Arts and start giving, you understand?
Yeah.
Write your RE exams. And we always hear about RE exams and like, I did an RE. Some people see it as fancy. Some people see it as...
it's not a qualification.
It's not even a qualification.
It's not a qualification.
No, it's not. Yeah.
It's not a qualification.
So what is it?
Yeah, that's a tough one. They call it a regulatory exam. So RE is essentially about phase, what the act says. So it has nothing to do with product. And that's why initially people in the industry were angry because they said this has nothing to do with what I do every day. So it's essentially a test about the Phase Act and about FICA and the subordinate legislation. So the intention was there was first level regulatory exams, which would be the RE5s, etc. Then they were going to have second level regulatory exams, which would be product specific. But then the FSCA changed their minds and then they brought in classes of business, etc. So that was the intention. They're just trying to test you on phase, because people are reps. You're selling something to clients every day, but you have no idea what a rep is. If you go ask anyone, they say, go to any call center. What do they say? Hi, I'm a representative of who. If you ask him what is that, they have no idea what that is. So the regulatory exams were for that, to explain to you what phase is. Why are you an authorized FSP? Why are you a rep? What do you need to do? What does it mean to give clients advice? Things like, what is your conduct supposed to be when you're dealing with clients? So, for example, you mustn't mislead a client. So this thing of IB saying I'm the best IB in the world, you're not supposed to market like that. And this is going to touch people in their studios. So if you're saying you're the best IB in the world and you're in the financial services, say you're an FSP, say I'm an FSP, and I say I'm the best FSP on earth, how did I get to that?
Who voted for you?
So
did I win some award? What happened for me to say I'm the
even
best?
saying I'm the best trader?
No, based on what? It must be based on... If I tell you I'm the most beautiful woman in the world,
So
what am
now-
I basing that on?
So maybe you can. Maybe I think she's the right person to tell us about this award. Because we want to compete. We also want to be part of
I can't
it.
tell you about the
Where
awards.
are
I'm
these
not
awards? Because a
involved.
lot of people are having best trader, best this. Where are they? Are they having
They
like their
awarded
secret?
themselves in their houses and decided I am the best trader ever.
On that note, next week we're gonna be having best podcast in Africa. Definitely is coming. Because that's basically what is happening.
Yeah.
I've been asking myself, why are we not invited?
There are awards, yes. I'm
Yes.
not gonna.
Yeah,
there
then
are
we know.
awards, yes. So
Yeah.
if you won that, then it's fine. You can say that because then you have a basis for it.
Okay.
But you can't wake up and say I'm the best broker ever. There must be a basis to say maybe I won this, or this analysis was done and it was found that I have the best
Yeah.
spreads, or I have the best what.
Same way we have this awards for best entrepreneur of the year.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but
So
in
it's
our
the
industry,
same.
it's
No.
just
I
different.
decide, no, I'm the most beautiful woman in the world, and you guys are going to accept it. So that's what happens.
And just put it
And
there.
put it there. That's it.
Vote and go consecutively.
I voted for myself.
Best robot,
Yes.
2021, 2022. And you're like, where was the ceremony? We wanted to be part of it.
I wanted to witness.
We wanted to witness or even win something there.
Yeah. So the RE, that's where RE comes in, because RE then will tell you that you're not supposed to market like this. You're not supposed. So what I've realized is when people write RE, they write to pass. Well, like
Yeah,
most
that's
exams
true.
anyway. But they
Yeah.
write to pass because even people who've written RE, when you ask them certain questions, they have no idea what you're talking about.
Time and forget.
Yeah, remember it's a job requirement.
Yeah.
So you want to keep your job, you're gonna write this thing, you're gonna pass it, and then you're gonna move on with your life.
Yeah, Mark, it's got this whole thing, the stigma that the RE is difficult. Guys.
No,
Yeah.
you're not. Okay, it's not difficult. It's tricky.
Yeah.
So the questions, the way they phrase the question is tricky. That is why people fail. People don't fail because they don't know. Okay, there's those, but the majority of the people fail because of the way the question is structured. So it's a bit tricky. So then the person fails because of that. Yeah. But they don't. What I've realized is, and I'm generalizing here, there's just generally they don't fully understand what they're studying. They're studying because my boss said I need this to keep my job. So let me pass it and move on with my life.
I think that's why banks, you write, is it, what do they call them? I remember we used to write like test every week. They would give us like 250 questions and say you've got like a month to fill them and just for you to be clued up with what is happening in the industry as well as product changes that we have within. But, in our industry, man, I think there's a lot of education that we need to...
Yes, there is a very big education gap in the Forex industry.
I think we have our right person for our forum.
What forum?
Then I will tell you about it after the show.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
No, there is. It's quite sad. It hurts my soul.
It is.
The lack of, and on both ends.
Yeah,
like
no,
even
that's true.
even on both ends, like even IBs are not protected. So yes, what they're doing, they're breaching phase, all of that. But what protection do they have when they're negotiating with a broker? You come as I'm alone. I don't come with my lawyer. And then they give me this contract. Looks good. I don't get anybody to check it.
Sure.
And
that's so powerful.
There's no protection.
Unions.
I unions would work. But I think they also need education.
Yeah.
So the IB education isn't only from a phase perspective, but how to run your business, how to negotiate with a broker. Is this a good deal or is it not a good deal? So things like that. I think they also need education from that side as well.
Do you offer those services?
I'll tell you more about it some other time, but we have a solution for that, yes.
Okay. Her details are down below.
So there's a solution for that. Another important thing I forgot to tell you, we discussed it earlier, that clients and I guess the IBs, not just IBs, but clients, everybody needs to know is there is a difference between an FSP and an ODP.
Yes,
So
I
there's
was
some
literally
people,
about to get to that,
So an FSP usually sells always a middleman. So they sell someone else's product usually. Even in the insurance space, you'll have an insurer that has the insurance product.
Yeah.
They give it to the broker who sells on their behalf. So what I've noticed in the Forex space is clients think the broker is the owner of the product. It's not.
Oh, that's why when we get on the website, you look at the FSP number, the name is not the same as the broker.
Yeah. So what happens is the FSP is selling someone else's derivatives. So if you want to create your own derivatives and issue your own, then you need to have what they call an over-the-counter derivative provider license. Now, this is a different license. It's not an FSP license. So you would need then both. Or maybe have an ODP, then you can sell your own derivative instrument. So what happens is that brokers are selling this one's products. Now the client comes onto this one's platform and thinks it's this one's product. It's not. It's always someone else's. Or if it is their own, then they'll say, I'm an authorized FSP and ODP. So if they don't have I'm an ODP, then it's not their product. It's someone else's product.
Oh, I see.
And the client agreement should be with this guy, not this.
No, not with FSP.
On the product. Remember, it's like
yeah.
you, for example, now, say you have a car and your car is insured with, let's say, Old Mutual and Federal. They are the insurer. So your agreement is not with your broker. You might have a different broker. You might have an intermediary agreement with your broker to say you will refer me to Old Mutual, but your contract, the insurance contract that you have, it's usually with Mutual and Federal or Old Mutual, the insurer. It's not with this guy. Even when you claim, he might help you, but this guy pays. So it's the same principle.
Okay.
So clients don't know that. They think this one and is the same. No.
Yeah.
And if you find this one who's claiming to be this and is not, that's a problem. So the broker must always make it clear, whose product am I selling?
So, white label. Coming down to that, because if I'm going around as a white label saying that, hey, look, come trade under my broker, but knowing very well I'm a white label, but I don't put that out there.
So in the white label space, they'll give you, say you want to open Jojo Brokers, you want it to say Jojo Brokers. So yes, your platform will say my platform is Jojo Brokers, etc. But in your disclosures, and even like I said, the agreement, the actual product agreement, it should say the product belongs to the ODP. So yes, the platform is yours. You come to my trading platform, you trade on my. So look at a platform as a supermarket.
Okay.
It's just shelves. You come to SPAR to buy products, but those products SPAR doesn't make all those products. Sometimes Cadbury will bring their stuff onto the shelf. Whoever, Iwisa will bring their stuff onto the shelf. You are just a shelf as a platform. You're selling other people's products unless you have an ODP, then you can sell your own. Even pricing. An FSP must get the pricing from the ODP. So if this is the derivative and they sell it to me for 10 Rand, on my shelf, I must say it's 10 Rand. I can't make it 12 Rand. So whatever price I get from the ODP, that's what I put here. And then the ODP will give me my commission in the back end. So I can add to spreads. What I get from the ODP, I must put on the shelf as
it is.
So, okay, going back to the IB thing. So right now, over the years, we've had, I've heard of cases where an IB would recommend a link to his or her clients. And under that link, those people register with a particular broker. And once they register with a broker, the spreads are widened because right now the IB and the broker had an agreement is that, hey, look, I'll pay you X amount of money per lot or whatever because if you get these clients to sign up, will widen the spread a little bit. So is that illegal in a sense? This is based on what you're saying right now. I think that's what sparked the question.
So, like I said,
Yeah.
it depends on, is the broker the ODP or not?
Okay.
So remember, if you're an ODP, it's your product.
Okay.
So if you decide today I'm increasing spreads by 10 rand, it's my product. But if I'm an FSP, I can't do that.
I see.
So I'd have to have this ODP. Remember, like I said, it's not my product. Any changes are done at ODP level. Then the ODP feeds whatever he has decided to me. I sell it, and then the ODP gives me my cut of what was of my profit for referring clients to the ODP. So if I am an ODP, I can make changes to pricing, etc. Of course, you must communicate with clients, etc. However, if I'm an FSP, I'm not allowed to do that. So it would depend where the relationship sits. Does it sit with a broker or does it sit with the ODP? So most brokers in South Africa are FSPs. Not all of them very few have an ODP license.
Yeah, that is quite true.
Very few have an ODP license. Yeah. So we don't have a lot of non-banking ODPs in South Africa.
So is the FSCA, but obviously we can't ask you that. I don't think is the FSCA like planning to do anything about that in the next couple of years?
About what
the FSPs and ODPs.
So there are, like I said, if you go back and check, they are trying to curb that. That's why, like I said, ever since the ODP requirements came in, now they focused a lot on this industry because they noticed that because remember the requirements came in, I think 2018ish, around there. So before that, an FSP could be an ODP. So because there was no law.
Yeah.
So an FSP could issue the derivatives, they could price them, but then the law came in and then the FSCA said you've got this much time to apply to be an ODP. Not all of them did. Some of them carried on doing their mod as they were. They never then, because what was supposed to happen is if you decided actually I don't want an ODP license, you should have then entered into an agreement with an ODP. But what some of them did is they just carried on their merry way. And then the FSCA then started clamping down on them. That's why there's now so much. 10 years ago, the FSCA was not interested in the derivative space. So ever since those requirements came in, then they started drilling down into the Forex space because they saw that people are actually not complying with this. They're carrying on with this. And there's a lot of monkey business happening in the industry. So they're trying... Guys, there's only so much the FSCA can do. There'll always be someone doing funny things somewhere. Yeah. So they'll try their best, or they'll make an example out of a big fish to scare the rest.
But that's what I thought. I mean, it happened with the big fish last time.
Yes, but it did scare the rest.
It did, but they still continue.
Yes, but that's human. That's people. It's not the FSCA. They tried. I mean, like I'm saying, there's only... FSCA is not a huge organization. There's not thousands and thousands of people working there. So resources, etc. And then there's thousands. Last I checked, there were over 10,000 FSPs. So also it's a resource issue. It's a South African issue, guys. So we as well must do our part as well in the industry. We mustn't just look at the regulator. So if you know and are educated, educate other people so that they also know. And if you find someone doing funny things, try and report them or whatever you can do. But like I said, everybody's just looking at the FSCA. There's only so much they can do.
Forum.
What is this forum?
He's been talking about it.
Forum.
He's been talking about it for the longest. Yeah. No, I think based on a lot of things that you're saying and why you're saying the forum is just right now you're saying the FSCA can't do everything.
They can't do everything.
So we want to come in the gap.
No, then do that. Then you can build a relationship with the regulator.
That's
they're always
exactly
open
what we want to do.
They're always open to discussions. For example, even in the ODP space, there's a group of ODPs that came together and started their own forum. If I can put an ODP forum.
Yeah.
So there's nothing. What's the English ran away? There's nothing stopping you from actually approaching them and starting, I don't know, the forum that you want to start to assist them. Because like I said, there's only so much that can be done.
Yeah. So now the hot news currently is that FSCA bans signals, copy trading. and IBs introducing brokers, but we've already touched on the introducing brokers, but let's get into the signals, and just for clarity of people, because I think I'm anti-signals. Everyone knows this. If you watch the show, you know I am against signals.
What did signals do to you in life?
Even on
How
the
did
forum,
they
we're going to
hurt
put him
you?
on the signal department.
How did signals hurt you?
I got scammed, but it's fine.
It's personal.
Oh, no, it's
Very
personal.
Yeah,
Very
it's
personal.
extreme. No, but I also understand what signals are current. Over the past couple of years, you get to learn a few things and knowing that this is actually financial advice. And also signals and copy trading. Yeah, so that's where we're at.
Okay, so I know there's a hype around the FSCA banned signals. They were always banned if you're not an FSP. So it's not a new thing. So the FSCA allows you to give signals if you are authorized for advice. So it's not a new, people are running around like it's a ban. It's not new. It's been there since FASE was around. FASE says if you're giving advice, you need to be an FSP. It's that simple. So people, I don't know, they wanted the FSCA to verbally say signals are this, and they've said it now. So this is not news. Regarding copy trading, that one, yes, I could say the FSCA did issue something. Even they had an expo a few months ago in Sandton Convention, and Gerard was there, and he did say, no, copy trading is Cat 2. So you can do it, but you need a Cat 2 license. So if you're an IB and you're nothing, you cannot copy trade.
Okay, let's talk about the copy trading thing, because I think I'm not understood. There's a place where I feel like there's a bit of a disconnect right now between what the FSCA understands to be copy trading and what the industry also understands to be copy trading. Because what I'm understanding is that copy trading is done on the broker's platform entirely, so it doesn't that happen under the license. I know that the sell and buy button are being pressed by the trader, but it's all being done under the...
So I asked that question.
Okay.
I asked Gerard myself at that because I had a similar view, and I said that it's a system. So it's not like, because let me explain in the CAT how it works in the Cat 2 world. If I have discretion on your portfolio, for example, I make actual decisions on your behalf for everything. So I decide I'm trading this, or I'm doing that. So it's active decisions that I'm making for you in your portfolio. I have access to your portfolio. So my argument was, and he said he didn't agree. He said no. So what my argument was that I was of the view that as long as the master trader doesn't have access to your account, he's making decisions on his account, and then the computer is just copying those trades. For me, I did not see that as discretion. And I asked that question, and he said, no, it is discretion. And that master trader must be a Cat 2 rep or be under a Cat 2 FSP.
Do they allow the public to have a certain view before they post these regulations on that? So
we spoke about this earlier. So if they want to issue a directive or whatever, they issue it, the draft, and then they give public comment. So usually the public doesn't comment, or there's then few comments, or some people comment, yes, especially the big guys, the banks, the bigger FSPs then will comment. Then the FSCA will go back and then they will review those comments, decide if they're changing it or keeping certain things, and then issue it again so that you guys can see. And then they will then make it final. So they do consult. Even the FIC, the Financial Intelligence Center, where the regulator that manages money laundering in South Africa, saying they issue and then we comment. And then we cannot complain if we didn't comment.
Where do we find these things?
You know what? You must register on the FSCA website. Then you'll get they send daily notifications to say the warnings. There's also legislation that comes out and cases, or here's a case against who and FNB. This is what happened. They even tell you this is what happened. This employee stole client money, or this employee did this, then FNB did this. So that is a daily communication. Sign up for that. I can give you details regarding how to get that.
Yeah, please do. And because we also want to put it down below in the description.
So you'll see. So they come out almost every day. So even when they do, and even when they do send out legislation, they even put, we received these comments. They even share. I feel sorry for the person who must do that, who must consolidate all that, because they give, then they say, we received this comment for this section. People are complaining about this. We've decided this. So they try and be transparent, like I said. But I know FSCA is a swear word in the industry. But I think if you've had dealings with them, you will see that they have been trying on their side too. They don't just issue legislation and
that's that.
No, that's that. No, they give a chance to comment, and they even have what do they call them? Industry engagements, where you go to the FSCA, then you speak to them or whatever. They have panels, things like that. Even here, the Forex, that expo that happened, they came.
FMAS.
They came, and then they have representatives. Then people could ask questions, etc. So they are visible. I think I deal with a lot of regulators. They're more visible than a lot of other regulators. So yes, there's drama, guys. There's always a fight between industry and the FSCA, like we were discussing earlier, because sometimes what industry thinks is that the FSCA does not understand their world. So when they're making legislation, they're not taking certain things into consideration. But that's why I said they tried to plug that gap by then engaging. But it's not always that they will agree with industry. I mean, if it were up to industry, we would have very little regulation, obviously. It would be, hey, let us do business the way we want to do business. So, well, there'll never be a situation where we always agree. That will never happen. There's always going to be pushback, because industry feels the regulator doesn't understand their business. The FSCA maybe feels that we don't want to comply. So there's always this bit of a fight. But I think they're trying on both sides to accommodate where they can, and things like them saying RE is not applicable for everybody was a big win for industry. It was a big win, because unfortunately having RE at the time was a job requirement, and a lot of people in South Africa were losing their jobs because they were not passing.
Copy trading.
You're still on copy trade. Cat 2.
And it's final.
Final.
That's it.
That's where they put their foot down and said Cat 2.
But you know why I'm saying that? Because I know so many people right now who are literally making quite a significant amount of money from
copy trading.
Because I think they kind of moved away from signals
too,
and they were like, no, this is actually the safer route. And now that we find out, we get chance, like, hey.
No, it might be safer, but remember, and the clients are funny people, hey? They will happily go to that copy trader who's not regulated until they steal their money, then they run to the FSCA. So the FSCA is trying to protect you, and you're complaining. But if something goes wrong, you want to run to them. So they're trying to get as many people within the ambit that are impacted by phase within the net. So copy trading, unfortunately, signals has always been. So copy trading for me, I was of the view, I had a certain view, and they didn't agree with that.
But
so
it seems like you still agree with your view, ne?
I'm still of my view, but the regulator said so. There's not much I can do. No, I do. I'm not gonna lie. That's my personal view. However, the regulator said no. It's Cat 2, so it's Cat 2.
Think about it. The copier is also in charge of his funds and can manage risk on his side. So I can choose that I'm only going to take this much, and after that it's chai. I'm not locked into a 12-month contract where this guy is forced to trade for me. I can come out at any given time.
Yeah, I hear you. Like I said, I was of the view that, he doesn't have access to anyone's funds. They don't have them. Then he doesn't have access to underlying things. He only has access to his, and it's a system that's copying. But they were of a different view. So unfortunately, like a child, if your mother says that's it. So FSCA.
What are the steps are they going to take now towards brokers now? Because remember, like what he said, that the system belongs to the broker. So what are they going? Because brokers are still allowing copy trading as we speak.
Or is the language going to change?
So it's a tough one, because in our discussions, he said if all the broker is doing is giving the system, maybe I didn't ask it maybe broadly enough, but he mentioned that the master trader must have a Cat 2.
The master trader, whoever
is making those trading decisions, must have a Cat 2. So if I'm a broker and all I'm doing is giving you a copy trade system, then I'm fine. I don't need to be a cat too, because all I'm doing is giving you a system. It's like I'm a meta trader. I'm just giving you the system. But as soon as whoever is gonna then log into that system, make those trading decisions, that person must be a cat too.
Okay, so they're basically not saying that copy trading is ending.
No,
That's not what
I
they're
think
saying.
people got
They're
misunderstood.
saying you need a license.
You need a license. It's the same as signals. They never said stop it. They said you need a license. So stop it if you don't have. If you don't have, stop it.
Half the
But
industry
if
right
yes,
now. Boom.
it's panicking. So
Not
if
even
you,
half, more than half.
Yeah, 90%.
yeah. So if you don't have a license or you're not a rep on someone's license, then you can't give them. Copy trading, get a Cat 2 or be on someone else's Cat 2 license. So they're not saying stop it, they're saying stop it outside of the rules. Which has always, okay, signals, yes, I can say it's not signals. Copy trading one for me was a new one. Signals, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we've always...
No,
Big
signals,
no.
no.
Yeah,
Big stop
I
it,
don't-
guys. Stop it.
Okay, no, stop it outside of the license.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
If you
yeah.
don't have a license, stop it,
Please.
guys. Stop it.
Yeah.
He wants them to stop it, period.
But you know what? You see where it's going to go. You know, if the regulator comes and say this copy trading thing, you need a Cat 2 license. I'm now of the view that even live trading might be another thing they will look into in the future.
Nah.
How so?
Think about it. You are trading. You are not giving any financial advice. You are in charge of your own account. You are taking positions, and people are watching you do that live.
Okay, I think the difference is in that.
Yeah.
And I also have a personal issue with live trading. I'm of the view that live traders should be reps. And here's why.
Yeah.
Say I'm live trading. What I've noticed is they'll say, okay, now it's getting to the price. It's getting let's go in now. What
But
are you
you
doing?
don't have to say let's. You don't have to say, so it's the language
yes,
thing.
I think it's a language thing.
It's
But
the
a lot
language
of them
thing.
say, we're going in at this price.
Yeah.
You're telling people what to do.
It's more like
You're
signals
giving
when you
advice.
do that. Yeah.
Yes. But if so, you're giving advice. But
Yeah.
the live trading, the question you were asking was, the difference is
Yeah.
in the copy trading, your decision is literally being copied onto other people's
Yeah.
by the computer.
Yeah.
In the live session, I'm with you in the room or whatever, and I am putting in the trade myself.
Yeah.
So I think the worst they can do is, depending on the language, it's Cat 1. Otherwise, you do your live trading, but like I said, watch your language then. If you do not want to then fall within the ambit, don't tell people what to do, then trade in silence.
And like, you just need a license to just...
Just get a license.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, but for now,
The moral of today's story is
just get a license.
Just get a
Yeah.
license. We need a t-shirt. Hashtag just get a
Just
license.
get a
I
license.
am doing that. We also need to get a license for doing this podcast. Yes.
Just
No,
get a license.
I'm thinking because I've always wanted to do this live trading thing,
Yeah.
and the advice that she's giving now, well, it's not a financial advice, but you're qualified. You can get it.
Yes, I am qualified to
Yeah,
give you.
because I've always wanted people to see that people are of the view that, especially people that are in the space or the light when it comes to influencing people about trading, they normally think that these people don't have the skill. You understand? All they know about is get a link and I get the
They
rebates.
don't know how to trade.
You understand? So it also comes back to education. Why I love trading is that if you really know how to trade, you wouldn't mind just
For
sitting.
people to watch you.
People watch you for 2 hours and they can make their own judgments there and say, no, this guy can really trade or he cannot trade.
But do it quietly. Can't you do it quietly?
No, that's the thing.
Be mute.
It's also another idea. It's also another
No,
idea.
but you need to engage with people, though.
Yeah.
I'm
But
saying,
remember the
know
language.
rules.
Yeah.
If you're gonna engage, then know the rules and say,
Yeah.
I'm buying this.
And put a disclaimer down there.
know
that,
the
look,
rules.
I'm not giving you financial advice and I'm not
But
telling
some
you.
people say that.
Yeah, and still...
Yeah, I understand.
So that's what I'm saying. It's a
Yeah.
language. As long as you are able to police your mouth,
Yeah.
then you're good to go.
Tell you what,
But hashtag just get a license.
just get a No, I agree. Let's get a license for the podcast.
We'll get to that. I've got another question here. It's from Prof Zones. He's asking, why would they want to regulate everything other than mentorship? Mentorship is like, I think it's what a lot of people feel like they've been, a lot of IBs used to scam. Not really scam, but like that's where the real money was at some point.
What the training element?
Yeah,
Training,
yeah.
So, like I said, remember the FSCA has their own. They have jurisdiction, so they can't step into certain things. But when we were there at the Forex event, they did mention that there's some people who are claiming to provide training, but like I said, they go beyond training. So if all you're doing is you're really a teacher, that's all you're doing, then it's not financial services. The problem is people then use it as a front to do other things. So hashtag just get a license, because if you have a license or if you're a rep, then you are free to talk because you're authorized to speak.
Even when you make mistakes.
Yes, because you're covered by the license. Or I accidentally gave you advice, but I am authorized for advice. But now if I'm accidentally giving you advice and I have nothing, then it becomes a problem. So, and remember, like I said, clients are clever. So yes, they will, like I said earlier, they will do business with you knowing very well you don't have a lie, but do something wrong. Do something wrong. You will know them. You will know them. They were happy for you to when you were making money for them, and they were giving you 10,000 and you were giving them 15,000 back. It was fine. As soon as it becomes 1,000, when I give you 10, that becomes an issue. So that's why I keep saying hashtag just get a license. That's the moral of the story today. Just cover yourself. If that is the business that you've decided to go into and your phase impacted, make sure that you get yourself a license or you become a rep on somebody else's license.
So there's no minimum requirements needed to teach. Is that what you're saying?
No. So the FSCA does not govern teaching. So if I'm teaching you how to trade, that they don't see it. There's no financial product. Once a financial product is involved and I'm either giving advice or intermediary services, then you fall within the ambit of phase. So that's why I was saying IBs then need to be careful of their models and they need to pick a struggle. If you're a teacher, be a teacher.
But the real money is in signals right now.
Then hashtag get a license. Simple.
Oh, in the meantime, while trying to get a license, what if you've got a group that's got like almost like 500 people there who are paying you on a monthly subscription
basis?
basis?
A rep on someone else's. A human can be loaded as a rep now. I can load you within 5 minutes. You're on someone else's license. So you have no excuse.
So, but now, I'm thinking of corruption. So now in 5 minutes, I can get a license.
No. No. I said I can load you as a rep.
I need to be careful because I'm doing live trading next week. So I need to be careful. You can be under someone's license.
Yes. If you decide now you want to give, you decide, okay, I'm not going to say you. Say Jojo wants to give signals and wants to be a rep on someone else's license. On the FSCA portal, I can load you now. As long as I've
what
got
would be the requirement?
Personal. Remember what I said. I gave you the requirement. So it depends what you have. Say Jojo has matric, then we load him under supervision on someone's license. So as long as someone has an FSP and is willing to supervise Jojo and take care of him, Jojo can be a rep on someone else's license within less than 5 minutes.
Okay.
It's when you want to be a juristic rep or have your own FSP, then that takes longer.
So how do I come across as now? Using someone's license.
So you can approach a broker and say, I would like to be a rep for you. I want to give advice or intermediary services on your license. Then they load you 5 minutes, like I said, as long as you've got your ID and certain information, not the ID, but the ID number. Then we load you, we give you a letter saying, Jojo is a rep of XYZ Brokers. He's he's authorized to give financial services to clients on our behalf. We give you a letter, we give you a supervision contract and say, okay, one of our key individuals in the broker will be your supervisors, or another rep that is not under supervision will supervise you. We sign a supervision agreement, and then we agree on a supervision plan. That maybe I'll see you every week or every day, whatever the agreement is, to supervise you and just make sure that you are doing the correct things until you're off supervision. So there is, like I've been saying, no excuse.
So
really
powerful. Do you
isn't.
also offer that?
We'll talk offline.
Definitely. Prepare coffee there, Jay. We'll definitely talk. Yeah.
But like I said, if you want your FSP license takes 3 months to get from the FSCA, so that takes longer. But you, in your personal capacity, to be a rep on someone else's license is not difficult. I think, like I'm saying, people are, maybe you might say, I don't know who to approach. That I will take.
Okay.
But the excuses that they're giving me, I've never had a valid one, honestly.
No,
We needed this, eh?
No, 100%.
We really needed this.
No.
I think we got more than what we wanted.
Yeah, no, we really did.
Oh, so not getting the FSCA was a good thing.
No.
Because I saw the look on your not from the FSCA. That was fun.
No, the thing is, when you... It's like now we're having questions from other people, and the way in which you are explaining, like you get deep into what we want to hear,
And even IBs, you can even approach the broker that you refer clients to. Because they have the license. You can ask them, may I be a rep on your license? Some of them, yes, some of them might say no, because it depends also on the IB and the risk that they bring, because some IBs are interesting. But I think, some of them would be willing to take you on and say, okay, no, we will supervise you. We will work a journey with you until you're fully fit and proper. Some even go as far as saying, we will help you, and then one day when you're ready, you can even have your own brokerage. They can train you up to eventually be fully fit and proper to run your own and have your own license.
But you see, even the own brokerage thing, I think it becomes a white label solution. That's how a lot of people view it. I mean, we've had a lot of guys have brokers.
So it depends. Remember, I think the white label, and I could be wrong here because this is not where my expertise lie, but the issue then is the systems. Like they white label the systems, because it's usually like the meta contract, because there's very few brokers have their own trading system. So you would usually then go to meta codes. Then they will brand it for you, and then you pay them a monthly fee to use their system, unless you have your own. Yeah, so I think that's where the white labeling comes in. All you need to start a brokerage, you need an ODP, you need an FSP license, you need a CRM, and money to get started.
You remember this?
It's quite pricey.
Yeah, because we asked this question there at FMAS. How much do you need on a monthly basis to be in your...
No, it's quite pricey.
Yeah.
It
Was
is
it
quite
$10,000?
expensive. You need $10,000, Just for the one system. There's others.
Yeah, no.
And the ODP as well. You understand? So it becomes quite pricey to get started. But if you've got the liquid money, then you can get started and
How
have
much
your
is an
own
ODP?
brokerage.
I know it's not for sale, but like I know the process.
To apply,
yes.
to apply for an ODP, the FSCA charges you 50,000. So that is the licensing fee, yes.
Okay.
So for them to look at your application, it's 50,000 rand. And then the requirements are quite stringent. You need a board of directors, you need policies in place, you need 6 months worth of operating expenses saved somewhere in liquid form. So if your monthly expenses are 100,000, you would need to have 600,000 lying somewhere. It's a long process. Like it's a lot of documentation, policies, board, that 50,000. You need proof of address. I can show you the list that you'll need to apply for an ODP. You need a chief risk officer, a chief compliance officer.
And obviously everyone needs to get paid.
Yes.
Okay.
There's nothing for free.
So that's where it becomes
You need
pricey.
execs, non-execs. Yes, so operating an ODP can be quite pricey.
Yeah, no. Thabiso, thank you so much. Gee, I'm so happy. I'm smiling from ear to ear right now. Yeah, because you've just shed light on so many issues, and you understand the industry. I think it's frustrating when you have somebody here who doesn't really understand the industry or what a lot of people get to, and what I like, you've given solutions.
Yeah.
And you don't just say, hey, this is wrong, but you also like, hey guys, but this is how you
you do it.
Yeah. Hashtag.
Yeah. Get a
Hashtag get a license.
Done. No, thank you so much. Yeah, so people can reach out to you, right?
Sure, people can reach out to me. We have a website, www.roriconsulting.co.za. I'm unfortunately not on social media. I'm a fossil. So, yeah, you can catch me on my
Again,
website.
you're exposing your age.
Guys, I struggle with these social media things.
No, that's fine. We're definitely going to leave all your details, website down below on screen as well for people to reach out to you and also see the services that you provide as well. Because I think what you're doing, a lot of people do need a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
And it's just basics, yeah?
Yeah.
Know the rules.
Yeah.
Just know the rules, and then you won't get into trouble.
That's true. That is true. No, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you guys. Thanks for having me. It was fun. And remember, #get a license.
All right, guys. Myself, Nqobile Tembane.
I think it's safe for me to say that His Excellency, Mr. President, MJ Givens Kgasi, I have a license now.
All right, we love you guys. We'll see you guys same time, same place next week. And we're out.